Hello, I'm Jashikins, and welcome to another episode of Animorphs Mania. This time I'm going to be discussing the character of Crayak and seeing if he's actually evil, like devil sort of evil. Not nice. One of the things that really screws up deciding whether or not he's pure evil is the fact that, honestly, we don't know much about him. He's not like the Elemist, where we get a whole chronicle of seeing his story and where he began and how he ended up how he did. With Crayak, we do not get that sort of backstory at all. All we really get is he is evil, he's doing really bad things, and we don't know his real motives. We sort of do. We see where he has ended up, but we don't see how he got there, where he started from. What are his real intentions? We don't know. We do know that he was driven out of his galaxy by something. A popular Animorphs fan theory is that the thing that drove Crayak out of his galaxy, and now he's trying to gather up troops to fight this thing, is the one that was mentioned at the very end of the series. But we'll save the one to be talked about at a later date. Or just the fucking end of the series, because well, just ask around and I'll talk about that later, if not here on my Animorphs podcast with Extra Happy. So yeah, we do know why we do know the facts of why he's here, why he's doing what he's doing, but at the same time, we only see things externally. We do not see how Crayak views himself. And the perceptions of oneself can vastly change the perception of character. I mean, Crayak's done some really shitty things. We will all admit that. I hope we all do it, at least. But the complexity of a character and how interesting they are to talk about is how they perceive themselves. And the only other superpower like Crayak that we can compare to, and I'm not counting the one because canonically that's only talked about at the very end of the series, and so we know less about the one than we do Crayak. And so the only other superpower we have to really compare to Crayak is the Elemist. And with the Elemist, we see him fight for Earth's survival, create innocent species like the Pemelites, and which were destroyed by Crayak's troops of the Howlers. But again, that's another topic. Well, actually, it's the same thing. Basically, the Howlers are a demented version of the Pemelites. So basically, a screw you to the Helmist from Crayak. Long story short. And so we get to see him doing peaceful things and helping the Animorphs and helping the fight against the Yeerks. There's of course the fact that he's not perfect, but he does much kinder things than Crayak does. So human languages are all about compares and contrasts. So it's easy to go from Elemist is doing good things, so he must be good. Therefore, Crayak is the opposite of the Ellimist, therefore he must be evil. So yeah, all we have to compare is the Ellimist, but when we see the one in whoever the fuck was, I think it was in the Familiar, the one where Jake goes into an alternate future through dream or whatever. Like it's sort of like one of the books that's like, so this thing happened, and like weird shit happened. I can't wait to get to that book in my reread. Hoot. Anyways, we can tell that there are superpowers besides Crayak and the Ellimist, but we're never really given the chance to learn that much about them and their intentions. So we can't really compare them with Crayak, so all we have to compare Crayak with is the Ellimist. And that's not really fair. I mean, you can compare two of my family members together, and it's not, you're not going to get this, you're not going to be able to see if that one family's member is good and that one's evil. It's like, it's a little more complicated. And so we don't really know about, as I said like multiple times, I think this is really the only thing I've said, that we cannot tell if Crayak is true evil or not, because we don't know that much about him. We can't really compare him to anything. And so I think it might be safer to say he might be a little anti-hero. He might have really loved his galaxy and fought hard against this thing that was attacking it and was eventually driven out. And Crayak knows that sometime in the future he's either going to have to go back or he's going to have to face that thing again, because that thing will invade this galaxy. And so he's doing his best to prepare, and so he just really can't stand the Ellimist, because the Ellimist to him is too weak, too fragile, too young, too naive. And Crayak might see the Ellimist as, a deterrent. Like, I'm trying to fight this thing, so can you just cut it out? And so yeah. And we don't know how this thing from Crayak's former galaxy does. He might be able to sorry, phone. He might be able to take over superpowers like Crayak and the Ellimist. So he sees the Ellimist as a problem, because if that thing takes over Ellimist, that will be something too powerful to contend with. So he wants to try to defeat him now instead of later. It could be that. It could be a shitload of things. If we only knew more about what was in Crayak's original galaxy, we'd know if what he's doing in this series is justified or not. Mind you, I'm not saying right or wrong, I'm just saying justified. And war sometimes isn't about the cleanest of options, unfortunately. And on that happy note, what do you think? What are your fan theories and headcanons you believe about Crayak? Do you think he's pure evil? Or do you think, hey, this guy has some things going for him? Please tell me. And I have been Jashikins, owner at jashikins.blogspot.com. If you go to my blog, you can see wonderful vlogs like these, some better, some worse. I know YouTube has just put back up the first part of my Mockingjay dramatic reading, so I will get back onto it this week. So I'm really sorry for the delay. Yeah. So anyways, if you go to my blog, on the sidebar thingies, the dragon is still waiting to be named. You can view the rules and benefits of doing so. So, yay! Have fun and name a dragon. And I have a poll going on, and it's who is your least favorite Hunger Games character. I just like this because 3 people have voted Gale and 2 have voted Peeta. And I'm just say, can you choose like President Snow or something? Or okay, you're just doing that. And finally, if you have watched me for a while on YouTube, on my blog, on other various places across the web, and you want to financially support me, I do writing commissions on Fiverr, and I have a Patreon. I'm Joshykins on Patreon. And both links are in the description if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching it on my bloggy blog, links are in the sidebar thingy, wherever they are. Ooh. And until next video, goodbye.